Hi there, and welcome to the short course on the 6 reports that you should be running, whether you're a product manager or marketing manager, really just in charge of product at your company. There's 6 reports that I'll be looking at, and I have 2 other ones that are a little bit more advanced or more like a bonus. And for these reports, I'll be using Amplitude to show you what they look like. But you should be able to find an equivalent where you're using Mixpanel or Leanplum or Pendle or maybe even having just your own data, like a data warehouse, and you're going to visualize it using SQL. The goal here is not to show you what Amplitude could do, though of course you'll see that, but to show you the structure of the report, what the report looks like, what's the point of it, why you should care, that type of thing. So the first report and the fundamental report that we want to cover first is segmentation. So segmentation, typically called actual segmentation across many tools, it's a way for you to slice your data, your events, event properties, and so on. The main thing that we can look at here actually is marketing source or an event. Let's say something like user sign up. So this fires whenever a user signs up for your product. And then we want to see a breakdown of that by marketing source, right? So when we go down here, we take the user sign up, and then we're segmenting it by UTM parameters, specifically UTM campaign. But of course, once you have one, you can do UTM source or UTM medium. And then we can see the trend of the different UTM parameters we have here in our data, right? And how those break down. Now, this is a pretty simplified attribution model here. In this case, we're likely looking at something like last touch. But you can eventually build something like a multi-touch or a first touch and so on. But this is actually quite helpful. Now we can see what's driving our signups, right? If there's something that's doing better than the other ones, right? You know, the winter social seems to be doing better than spring SMS and so on, right? So that's one use of the segmentation report. The other thing we can do here is to actually segment our revenue. Same thing. We'll take any revenue that we're tracking, any events, and then we'll segment them down by UTM parameters, in this case, UTM campaign. And now we can see how each campaign is driving revenue, right? And which campaigns are driving the most revenue. Same thing, we have a last touch attribution here, or perhaps a first touch. Nonetheless, we start to segment from just saying this month we made 20K, 50K, 100K, and saying what campaigns drove that revenue, right? What are we attributing to that specific thing? And once you're in revenue, you can then do the same things and look at something like retention and so on, which it's a couple other reports we have coming on. But this are 2 reports that we can do with some kind of segmentation functionality, whether it's in your analytics tool or something manually, and start to slice the data by interesting segments and so on. And the 2 more interesting segments initially is something like some kind of action broken down by marketing source. So now the marketing team can see which of the campaigns or ads or even ad groups are actually driving X result that we want, whether it's a sign up or whether it's some kind of revenue event.